here watching the Bear Dice Club.
Really experience this joke together. That's what humor is all about, is bringing people together. And so that's what I did, and that's where we're at now, is I'm still explaining the joke, and we're still together on this journey.
You're explaining the need and the want for explanation. It's
Oh no, we've gone too meta. We need to back off at least one layer.
yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see if the other guy. Well, if Sawyer's up at all, but
Well, I would feel bad if like I know enough about fighter. I've played fighters before, and I've never played a 2e fighter, but his stuff's very. It would kind of. I'd feel like bad, like Shane playing Eli's guy and me playing Sawyer's guy, and I'll do it, I suppose, but I don't know if I don't know. It feels a little like I think one person playing an extra person is like okay, but like two, it seems like I don't know. Maybe I'm just being weird.
Well, here's the thing: we don't necessarily even have to do the game tonight. What we could do is, do you guys just want to talk a little bit about PF2E and your experience with it so far?
Sure. Yeah.
Say someone wants to start us off. Maybe Justin.
I have been enjoying, like, as someone who's run almost exclusively like 3.5/Pathfinder 1E. Boy, am I having such a good fucking time with second edition. Oh man, it streamlines so many different things, and like the tools it gives you to like make the character that you want without needing to put in just a frankly embarrassing amount of time into building characters is an absolute godsend for me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's your experience been like building your character on 2E so far, Nathan? Or how deep have you gone in?
Well, I could tell you how it started. It started with a lot of assumptions from Pathfinder 1E, which about 80% of those is from 3.5 even, and so you guys might recall the messages like I was sending my sheet like, oh, why do you have 19 strength? Because you can't have uneven numbers, for the stats. But it is, once I figured out how to do everything, yeah, I could see where everything is just quicker and easier. I like how they got rid of odd numbers for the attributes.
Yeah, because it was
That's
one
one
of those things where
thing.
you're always just kind of like looking at that number and you're like, oh, that fucking thing's not doing anything for me and I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're all alternative systems that you can do with the whole ability score thing, so you can still incorporate that in. I think if you take like a number of penalties, you can get another boost or whatever.
Yeah, and I did that for Zoggle, but I'm just saying in general, getting rid of, because I did that, but I still have all even numbers for my, whatever. Like one of them's an 8, I think, or a 6, I can't remember. But so that was really great. And then so obviously Zoggle's a barbarian; he's a martial character, and I think it was the most fun. I think it's been the most fun I've ever played. Most fun I've ever had as playing a martial character. Maybe even, or maybe at least just melee as opposed to range, because I've had a lot of fun with ranged martials. But I think what gripped me was the idea that skills can be used in battle and not, be a total waste of time.
Well,
And it
for one, he did incorporate that a little bit, like for different. Because I mean, like, there's the intimidate skill that you can use to like. I think that kind of became more of a thing after skill unlocks became introduced, but
yeah. But a lot of times, if it like required an action, I couldn't. I don't know. I can't recall any time where I could justify using a skill over like an attack or casting a spell or something. But anyways, yeah, because Zago pushed some people into traps and holes and stuff, and I just turns out pushing people into things into the environment was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so that's like one of the big things that I really enjoy is that you know, all
You
of
don't
the
have to choose
martials.
between you don't have to choose between full attack and skill. You can kind of do like a hybrid, you know, because it's the 3 actions, right? So, you
Well,
know,
so yeah, but a lot of well, they actually like added a lot of cool stuff for strength based, like martials, because you know previously even in 5e it was always, well, the um sort of best option was always to go for dex because then you got that AC on top of there.
yeah, and to hit and stuff, yeah.
But now it's, well, so strength users, all of those classes usually have they're like experts or like whatever. They're really good at athletics. And so, you know, now there's actually a reason to use it because like all of these maneuvers are usually like tied to athletics.
They tied, yeah, you're right. They tied it into because like it was in 1E, it was like CMB and CMD kind of stuff, and this it's like most. I think athletics is kind of the big one for the most part, and yeah, I think there's
Mhm.
some things that seem rather either impossible with the athletics, or maybe we're not high enough level to, like I think tripping or something, or grappling. There's like different levels of grapple, and
Yeah,
I don't. It seemed like a little bit. I mean, grappling is never going to be super strong, probably, but
oh,
it was a lot of
I
fun.
built an
I mean,
entire character around grappling in first edition.
well, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That I mean, the champ is an exception.
I love
And
the
then
champ.
our old DM Jason's monk, who could basically trip shadows and stuff. Like there was he pushed some like boss off a cliff or something. I can't remember all the stories, but it was all about like pushing people and grappling people. And there are exceptions, but it's like you know, it's just a hassle, and a lot of people don't want to deal with it, and you have to be you have to be very focused to make it work. But
Well, so the other thing that I really like about it is that um what it does is it allows, so like in a lot of previous editions it was always, you know, a lot of like melee martials, you know,
yeah,
fighters and barbarians and stuff like that. It was always sort of like, well, based on stats people played it as like, big strong guy go
yeah,
bonk.
hmm
And it's like, no, but there's like so many good like martial characters out there where their defining trait is that they like outthink their opponent. And that, I think, with like giving you access to being able to do things like grapple and disarm and like gives you the ability to play as more of a tactical person, as well as I think like
hmm
items and
absolutely.
other things become like much more interesting to use in the second edition.
And makes
Well,
the
because
story more interesting too.
and with the 3 action system, you know, it's like, okay, attack once. That's, you know, obviously I'm going to do that. Attack twice or 3 times. Like, well, maybe I'll just attack twice and then have my third one be, you know, intimidate or, you know, athletics or something. And so I like how it's like it's like modular. You can kind of mix and match. You know,
Yeah.
this McDonald's menu. It's
The
a little bit
Like
easier.
being at Burger King and have it your
Uh,
way.
the
yeah,
full
yeah.
attack is not such a good way to go usually, because you know you're shooting at a -10, so odds of that hitting are very very low. So
Yeah.
full attack is not as good of a strategy to do for most characters, which is so this is completely opposite of first edition. Because first edition, you want to always set yourself up for that full attack, because then you're
Yeah,
going to get like
absolutely.
4 or 5 attacks, especially at like higher levels. You know, with that full all that bat progression and whatnot. But
Mhm.
Well, that's
yeah,
the thing is like in first edition, actually setting yourself up for a full attack is like an incredibly difficult thing to do because like so much
You have to get in
of the
range and
combat,
stuff.
well,
Yeah.
so much of the combat is actually like moving around the combat arena and trying to make it work for you. And so you and enemies are trying to do that. And so if you're not just doing like the conga line of death where people are just like lining up amongst each other and getting flanking and like just absolutely piss pounding the shit out of each other, then yeah, it's like you're moving around and you're never really getting that opportunity to do like full attacks unless you do like some feat trees that let you do like charging full attacks and that sort of thing, but that's a
Or dimension
whole, like,
doors,
You have to be
swift
very
action.
you have to be very specialized to do the charging with any usefulness, I think. Right? Like
yeah,
it's a
it's like a
whole
whole thing. Ah, it's Sawyer. We were just talking
hey.
about some stuff. So, is there anything that you guys have seen in Pathfinder that you'd like to try?
Why is your microphone all left ear?
Oh man, I thought I set it up with the right microphone again.
Oh,
Oh,
so
no,
bad.
no.
What
Sounds
do you mean
fine to
want to
me.
try? Like character or scenario or
Can't hear you at all now. That might be the setting with video. Oh, Jesus Christ, my hiccups.
Yeah, the sauce,
I can't get rid of them.
Is that better? Can you hear me now?
yeah.
Yeah, that's way
There
better.
we go. Okay. So one of the things that I've seen that apparently is really popular, it might make things a little bit more like complicated, is free archetype at level 1, which I know we're already level 2, but we could always go back and do. But apparently it is very popular. It just sort of like lets you build, I think, what your idea of what your character is. So you're like, well, I want to be a fighter, but maybe I'd like to be able to like sneak around a little bit too, or I'd like to have just a little bit of spell casting as sort of like a trickster. Or maybe I'm a fighter, but like I'm sort of like one of those pacifist, like way of the empty palm fighter type people, where
It would
like
be
I also have
cool.
some healing as well.
Yeah.
It would be cool if I could do obscuring mist and can't come out of it as a samurai.
Yes, or just to add, just to give yourself special effects. That is also a fantastic. I'm
I
not
also
even being
get
facetious.
buffs. If I'm fighting in fog or mist, I get a buff.
I like that because that just throws off that vibe of like the samurai in like the mist in the bamboo forest.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, and they also there's different types of feats now. There's like the class kind of feat, and then there's like general.
Yep.
And so I think that also tends to give skills more of a chance, and to be like taking more of the spotlight over other class features. And so not that I mean, obviously I don't want like 100% skills based, and then all the other class features piss off, but it's like skills can matter more, or it's like it's just like a new vista. Like with the skills, there's a vista to other types of experiences in combat and out of combat. Well, yeah, in combat would be the new, because we were able to do intimidate and stuff without giving up our attack, and yeah, and also the athletics. So they're giving skills like more of a chance in
Could you
2E.
imagine being a bad guy and a bunch of mist just rolling in at your feet, and then
I can. I've been a bad guy with a bunch of mist rolling. I've been Strahd. He's like a vampire guy. He's all about the mist.
He is mist.
He is.
But what
the
I'm saying
mist,
is, if you're a bad
essentially, yeah.
guy and all of a sudden a
One
bunch
of
of
them.
mist is at your feet, and all of a sudden you see the shadow of a samurai walk through the door or wherever you are through the forest. That's some horror movie for bad guys kind of stuff.
I mean, you can kind of do that with your current sword as soul.
Yeah.
The smoking sword. That's part of the reason I wanted it to be the smoking part to be part of my katana,
Yeah.
because that would be very cool to like barely pull out my katana and just like smoldering smoke starts coming out of the hilt. And
But my last little soapbox thing about the skills, with the class skills and general skills, the class skill, like for Zoggle, I picked something that like allowed me to like I can grapple people that are bigger than me, so that's relating to athletics. But like if I only had 1 feat to choose from, and like it was competing with like things like I don't know, whatever would be like really good for a martial. Like I would never pick that over. I would never pick like the Titan grappler over something that has more like utility. And so, but they build that in so it's like you can actually so skills get a little bit more of a chance,
Yes.
and so I'm really excited to see like how the skills are
I
playing a
love
bigger
that you are
role.
basically building Zoggle to be like a walking, talking Napoleon complex, just in a tiny, green, angry form.
Well, I'm trying, yeah, and I'm glad you like him, and I think everyone's kind of generally liked him, and I'm trying to, I need to think about more ways to not have him just be like swearing at people all the time, like some sort of like,
He needs some character growth.
yeah, well, he
Yeah.
does, but something that would be like like socialization and talking like friendship kind of stuff that isn't involving like calling someone a jackass or being like measuring the cocks all the time and stuff. But
I think
I haven't thought about it enough how to game, but I think
yeah,
the
I don't
real
know how, but I think Zoggle needs to reach that point where he's like, oh, maybe these people are like cool and my friends.
yeah, and I think I think I'm really close. There's a little bit with like there was a little play by post end thing at the end of Justin's last module or whatever, and I posted like the predator gif, where you're doing the predator handshake, and so it like that's like really broy, I suppose, but it's like better than calling someone a jackass. So I guess that's kind of a step in that direction.
In the right direction, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question. So, have you guys given any sort of thought as to what you want the backstory for your characters to be?
I already wrote mine. I think it's pretty good. I can post it. It's
Well, if you just want to give us like the high, because like I don't want us to like have all of the details of backstory, because it's always nice to like have room for like wiggle room for stuff.
In the morning.
Yeah.
But so what are like the broad strokes, I guess?
Sure, the broad strokes.
Morning when we get up, okay?
So I actually got a lot of inspiration from Oneie's description of goblins. They talked about how like goblin children are often just like thrown in like a community cage because like they're not really taken care of, and so like this idea of like an especially runty goblin and having that runtiness be the source of his rage. And so essentially, yeah, it was very brutal environment growing up in a goblin community. But he survived it. He got a level barbarian. And his big thing now is just always, bigger is better, and he in every way, whether it's physically by in his mind eating his enemies, and
To gain their power.
yeah, that's written in it, and also like I guess verbally and stuff. So he'll like kind of use inflationary language about things he's done. Take a lot of credit that maybe he shouldn't. But and then lastly, he is trying to save up money for a potion of enlarged person. He aspires.
It's temporary.
Yeah, well, the thing is, he aspires to be a medium-sized creature someday, and this hag, the swamp hag that lives near his village, she has such a potion, but it's like stupidly expensive, and she hasn't told him it's temporary, and so I don't know what that would look like on the cam if he ever gets enough money to buy a potion, but. I just like the idea of him, buying this. It's like snake oil. I mean, it works, but it'll only be for a little while, and then so maybe he'll end up getting a nemesis out of that. So that's more or less his thing.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, but at least like with old school snake oil, like it wouldn't have cured anything, but at least like for a short time you were absolutely whacked out on heroin. So it's not even as good as snake oil.
No.
I guess he gets his dream of being big, just not permanently.
Yeah, and
So
he's
that's his small heroin hit.
Yeah, so
right.
he's gonna be really pissed when that happens. I don't know when it will happen. Maybe it'll be just kind of like in between adventures or something, like off cam. But I can't wait. but he doesn't know shit about magic. So
You know what I mean?
there you go. Like Saw's sword, no fucking idea why that's on fire. But
Must have just did that myself, huh?
well, he must have started a fire, but he's really good at starting fires. So much so that it's always smoking and on fire, and no idea. But
I am trading in
that's-
that sword though, but yeah.
Oh, you are? Oh, sadness.
Because my character wouldn't not have a katana. Like he's not going to run around with a broadsword because that's not like what
That's not his whole deal.
That's
Yeah.
not his whole deal. Yeah, he's trained in other weapons, and yes, he's fine with other weapons because he's a warrior through and through. But like,
That's another little tangent too. I like how 2E made weapons more than just the damage dice. Like they really
Yes,
added a lot
that
of
is-
complexity.
yeah, they all do different things and can be used sort of in like different ways.
Yeah,
because they got away from that old naming scheme of the old Pathfinder was like everything had just like the tags on it. So you wouldn't get like the smoking sword, you'd have a fire sword with 1+, you know, like whatever, and they were all like boring names. So we
Well,
had, like,
I mean to say, like in like older system edition systems, whatever, it'd be like the only two things you'd look at would be like damage dice, critical range, and then range if you're like trying to do some sort of like whip thing or doing archery. But those are the only three things you looked at. But now it's like, oh, like this one allows me to push people. Oh, this one allows me to, you know, I think Saws is like there's like a deadly critical or something.
Yes, the deadly critical
Oh, I
thing is
see,
really
yeah.
cool. I love the deadly critical.
Yeah,
That's
and
part of the
so-
reason I want the katana back too. Is it has a bonus or
yeah.
bigger dice for two-handed.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, there's just a lot of added novelty to weapons from 2E. But I'm sorry to interrupt, Saw. Continue.
no, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I was.
Well, no, so I guess what we heard about from Nathan about like what his backstory is. Do you have like an idea of what you're going to have to forgive me, what
Soul.
Soul's backstory is? I see, here's the thing, is it always messes me up because his name is so close to yours.
Oh, I guess sort of.
Um
I was just looking through. I looked up Tengu naming generator, and I clicked through that a bunch of times, and one popped up. It was Soul, and then the
yeah,
black.
and you're
one,
like,
oh, yeah. So I
hell
was
yeah,
like, all
brother
right.
got Soul.
Yeah. Well, I was just like, oh, like the sun needs a bird. That's kind of perfect. I really like that.
That's cool.
But yeah, I guess I haven't like thought too hard about it. I have like the general gist of like his
See, that's one of the cool
background.
things that I like about your playstyle, Saw, is that it seems like a lot of your characterization comes like organically. You just sort of like make decisions in the moment and you decide like that's who my character is now. Like that is perfect for him and I'm sticking with it.
It's really easy now too. Now that like I got a lot more into like Nox started getting fleshed out more. The more I started understanding the system and the game and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So that I was like, okay, this is what I can get away with. This is what. Plus, I know what you would let me just have. Like, obviously, if it's something I got to roll a dice, like me snoring loudly, I could just decide that and roll a dice for it. And Nox is sleeping all the time, and that's going to screw us over at some point. And it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like the fact that like anytime Nox is not like actively stabbing or stealing something, he is completely unconscious.
I also did part of that because for the longest time, I felt like I was talking a lot. I felt like I was doing the talking a lot, and we have so many players now, so it's easier for me to be just like, Nox is asleep, especially right now when we're doing all this stuff with like all this magic and stuff like that. Nox doesn't care about any of that. He just doesn't like. He's just like, you point me at the right guy, and I'll deal with it. But otherwise, like,
I'll be right back.
No, like,
drink.
yeah,
Then we'll
Nox
get
is
started.
very much he knows what his deal is, and he knows what his deal is not. And like, if it's not his if it's not time for his deal, he's fucking checked out. He's like, yeah, magic is not my fucking bag. All you fucking wizard shits can do what all your fancy magic bullshit. And when it comes time for real shit to happen, like for the rubber to actually hit the road, I will be there cleaning up your mess.
Yeah, when you guys are all in an anti-magic field and completely useless, I'll be there.
Well, so that's a lot of times
I mean,
what
that still
happens.
hurts me. That ruins a lot of my stuff, but still, like,
Is that you guys have been in situations where it's like, well, we can't, like, oh, we did that Christmas one shot where it's like you didn't really have access to a lot of magic because you guys didn't have like spell components and that sort of stuff. So like, yeah, Nox was very much involved in like guiding people on how to sneak around and like do all of the stuff that he's good at that like a lot of times they would be able to use their magic to cover.
I was kind of laughing at that too because I was like, Nox would have a hidden knife on him, but I understand what Shane's doing here, and I'm not going to just let myself run around with a knife. So,
what do you mean?
That's part of it. Like, I don't want to like ruin an experience, especially for like basically a one shot. It's like, who cares? But
well, so yeah, a lot. Well, especially because all of my Christmas like one shots, although they shouldn't be called that because I always go way overboard and then they take longer than I plan on them doing.
And they end up being a full holiday one shot.
Yeah. But yeah, I always base it off of some stupid like Christmas movie or like some other thing, just because like it's so much fun to actually get to play Die Hard.
I got Die Hard
want to do that
immediately, but I had also
you're the only one that clocked it.
You're the
Oh
only
man,
one. Yeah,
I had just watched Die Hard like 2 weeks prior, so I was like, I know exactly what's going on.
I tried to play it off so hard, and I was just like, yeah, you guys are like trapped in this place. It's so crazy, and you immediately are like, oh fuck, I know it's. I was like, Sawyer, shut your fucking mouth! I swear to Christ.
I didn't say anything. I don't want to spoil it for everyone else. But I was like dropping little hints. I was like, "Oh, is this like a so and so person? Oh, is he in a white beater when he's doing this?" And like,
yes,
are we all in white beaters? That's what I said. Are we all in white beaters?
We were in bathrobes. I think.
I remember.
Yeah.
We were all in a hot tub. I think at the beginning.
Yeah, we were like changing or something, and then somebody took all our clothes or something. I can't remember.
Oh no! So what it was is like you got okay. So you guys were still in the Underdark. And so, yeah, you guys were invited to like this fancy party, but essentially, like the people were so snooty that they were like, above ground dwellers. I suppose you can stay, but first you have to wash yourself. I'm not going to have unwashed above ground dwellers in my home. Ugh, what am I, an animal?
I didn't have my glamored sword at that point. Otherwise, I don't know how you would explain that away.
So basically, like, yeah, they sent you guys off to the baths, and like, yeah, and that's when you guys got attacked. I really had to come up with something because it's like, well,
yeah, no,
what
I think it was a great
situation would they
idea.
actually? Because like, it's one of those things. It's like the only time you can really get your weapons away from your players is if you have someone steal them, and that always feels a little bit cheap to me.
Yeah.
It reminds me of this the Equilibrium movie. Like, what's the easiest way to get a gun from a Grammaton cleric? You ask for it, and that's what the butler did. I mean, obviously, you know, our party could kill everyone in the house a million times over. But
some old Christian Bale.
But some old guy asked us for our clothes, and it's like, yeah, that sounds great. New clothes to wear, and
we thought they were just being fancy and not stealing our stuff. But anyways, what I was going to say with Soul, his background would be the area he's from is like most Tengus are from this like very Japanese-esque area. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And which I didn't plan that out. That's just kind of, I picked Tengu because I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool character. And then, or that's like a cool concept. And I think that would work well with the samurai. So I picked samurai. And then I find out that that's where a lot of the samurai characters are supposed to come from anyways. So it worked out. But he would have been, he was a guard for a while just because he needed money here and there. And, you know, just like nothing like special, nothing crazy, nothing like, you know, not for some like high class family or anything, just like in general, just like for businesses here and there. And then he one day was just like, I want to go out and see the world and help other people. And
Well, actually, okay, so that was
so he's
like
literally a wandering samurai. And
well, so I was gonna say that is like a thing that was part of like samurai training, is that you would go out and sort of like live like a monk and get like training from other samurais before you joined a lord or a daimyo, I think is what it was called. I don't know. I watched a whole like puppet history thing about Musashi.
Yeah, it's like a squire. You know, you're
True
you work under
puppets.
a knight for a bit. You know. You
Oh
help
my
with the
god, puppet
horses.
history is so fucking good. If you guys haven't watched it, it's like, yeah, there's this puppet. It's the two guys from, I forget what other shows they've done. It's on this channel called Watcher. It was made by a couple of guys that I think used to be with fucking one of those channels.
like Drunken History or something like that.
No, Ryan Bergar and Stephen Lin and Shane Madej, they were originally from I think they did like some haunted show. I don't know. Anyways, it's basically, yeah, like these guys, one plays a puppet and he like explains some history. Then Ryan Bergar sits there. He's always like one of the two panelists, and then they have like a guest come on. And so he explains a bunch of stuff, and then he asks questions about like the story that he's telling. And then they have a fucking bonkers ass music number at the end of it. It's so much fun. They were originally from BuzzFeed. That's what it was.
BuzzFeed. Oh, so it's like you were trying to think of like a conglomerate.
Yes, I can
YouTube
remember.
channel.
So, yeah, they were originally from BuzzFeed. Then they left to make their own sort of like YouTube channel thing. Cannot recommend Puppet History enough.
But yeah, I wanted with Soul, I wanted it to be like, I don't want any edgy backstory. I don't want anything crazy. He's just some dude wandering around, ran into a bunch of people. Nothing crazy.
I was gonna say, if you really want him to be like get really deep into sort of like the Japanese I guess history, not necessarily mythology, you could have him do the wooden sword like Musashi. Like have him pick up a wooden sword with I know that there's a spell, it's like ironwood or something like that. Essentially treat it as a regular katana, just have it made of wood and absolutely go ham on people with it. I think that would be cool flavor.
There you go.
Kind of reminds me of this one guy we're at right now in One Piece, and his sword it's not a wooden sword, but it just looks like a staff, but then it opens up and it's a sword, but the hilt and the sheath like blend into each other, so
like there's no hilt, like
there's no like guard.
Yeah, there's no hand guard.
Yeah. Sort of like isn't that how Ichigo's sword was as well?
I'm not a big Bleach
There was
fan.
a guy in
I was
Rurouni
never a big Bleach
Kenshin.
fan.
There was a guy in Rurouni Kenshin that had he had a sword like that.
They're coming out with a new version of Rurouni Kenshin.
series,
I'm
yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it.
Is it really big and soft?
Despite
We
the
heard
creator.
we heard a lot. Yeah, he's yeah, he's no good.
Yeah,
anyway.
not great there.
No,
But the guy in One Piece, he can control gravity, so that's kind of dope.
Oh wait, is that Blackbeard?
No, Blackbeard controls like shadow, like darkness.
Oh.
He's like the shadow fruit or dark fruit. I don't remember what they call it, but he can like absorb things with darkness, and that's why he's able to basically hold on to another double fruit power. Because he has like
that's
one
super cool
slot where he can like hold on to. That's why he specifically wanted that power, because he could basically absorb other people's powers and hold on to them but only one at a time.
Okay. So because he creates shadows, he can hold the power in the shadows.
Yeah, I don't really understand it 100%. But to be fair, all the other characters, when they saw it happen, are like, wait, he can hold more than one power? How could he do that? So
That's really interesting.
What about
No, this guy is
Sherman?
blind. I can't remember his name.
Zushi no Mi. It's the Admiral
Samurai?
Fujitora.
Or-
Fujitora. That's what it is.
Yes, I googled it.
And he looks cool as hell.
Yes. Well, okay. So
How did Sherman
Jumping
end up in, from Alkenstar to Otari?
okay. So jumping off of both of those things, Alkenstar and anime. I will talk about my character concept. So I started building my character, and so a lot of times I'll come up with just a weird concept that I want to do, which is sort of how I ended up with the character we talked about earlier, the champ, the spell luchador, the I can't remember all the different titles I gave him.
You had a lot of good ones.
Who is essentially like a spell casting. I basically just wanted a really good grappler who could also do some other cool stuff. So yeah, that's how I ended up making him. This one, I was like, the
He's so
caster.
Incineroar to me. Like
Yeah,
when I think about
that
him
is
in my
essentially
head,
what he is.
he is Incineroar. Like every time I think about him.
I mean, it is very close, except reptile instead of tiger.
Instead of, yeah, I think it's a tiger.
But this time I was like, man, the caster gun from Outlaw Star is the coolest fucking thing in the world. I just love the
Facts.
concept of like spells being like cast into a bullet and being able to shoot magic at people. That is like the raddest thing in the world. And so yeah, that's what I wanted to build my character around. And so that was like the starting point. And then from there, it just sort of like took on its own life. I was like, well, okay, so he's from Alkenstar, which is this area in the lore, which is sort of like Western themed. And I was like, well, I'm gonna give him like not a cowboy accent. I don't want him to be like Southern, like yeehaw. It's like, what other accents could I do? And I was like, I know, I want like Southern dandy, like Calvin Candy.
There you go.
I want him to be kind of a smug asshole. So that's where I got the, oh yes, of course. Well, I suppose
Hey, Nostalgia Jerk,
that's
thanks
what
for joining us.
That's what we can do. So yeah, I started with that, and then like what I decided is because I like characters that are, I like when characters are just kind of shit, and then like they like eventually trip their way into being not shit. So my idea for him is that he's basically just a charlatan. So like he's a wizard that kind of fucking sucks, and he's an engineer that's not that great, and he just sort of like tripped dick first into like combining these two things together in a way that like sort of makes up for the other things, and he tries to play at being like a gentleman, but is absolutely just fucking trash from the slums.
Can you pick locks? I can't remember if that
I think
was
he
a
picked
thing.
a lock once.
Okay.
Yeah, he can do a little bit of like lock picking work. He's not I would say he's probably not the best at it, but yeah, like he knows his way around like
Can you do
mechanics well
traps
enough.
too? Like, is that a thing, or is that too much of a?
Might be more of a rogue thing.
Here's the thing: he would give it a try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would, his pride wouldn't
We'll
allow him
always
not
try,
to
yeah.
try.
We have a
Like-
very prideful group here.
He's like, well,
Different types of
yes,
pride,
course.
They're like silent proud.
Yeah, there's a lot of
loud
prideful people here.
proud, and then
Well, so
yeah.
I think that's one of those things. Is like, especially for like that's what leads people into being charlatans. Is that sort of like unearned pride of like, oh yes, well of course I'm me, so I deserve all of these things, and like really it's the world's fault for not giving them to me. If I just pretend long enough, of course it's going to catch up
like
with
fake
me.
it till you make it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if I
Dress
just
really
if I
nice and
pretend
stuff.
enough, like the world will of course give me the things that I deserve.
I even like when our prides are clashing a little bit. When I beheaded that guy, and you're like, you could have kept him alive so we could have talked to him, and I'm just like, what's done is done. And then I walk away.
All right.
You
We're
ready
gonna
to
get
start
rolling with
this?
our game, guys. So yeah,
we're
quick
still playing.
recap.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we were
s-
gonna actually play or not, but
I
yeah.
think we could still play, but yeah, Sawyer, if you could get our Foundry view set up so people can see our big.
I need
Big old
to join Foundry. That'd probably be my first step here, huh?
There you go.
And as promised, I am going to
you
eat
brought a
an
mushroom?
onion.
Oh,
No,
onion.
it's
Oh,
an
that's
onion.
right. You had radishes last time.
So this is method eating for Zogglefart. This is how I get into my character.
Oh
might
yeah,
not be able
I
to-
would. Yeah, that's how you're gonna start your rage. I would be incredibly upset if I just ate a raw
Dude,
onion.
we hadn't even rolled initiative yet.
Oh,
Is this a warm-up?
Oh no.
Oh,
Gross.
you took the bit too far.
So this is method eating and
Method
Zogglefart's-
eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause goblins will eat pretty
Nathan,
much
Nathan,
anything.
please just tell me that it's just a prank, bro.
I'm not doing this
prank.
ever
It's just
again.
it's just a big dumpling.
All right, well, Nathan's enjoying his snack. Quick recap from last time. So you guys went on a little excursion with some free vouchers and tickets to a lovely little getaway to the town of Falcon's Hollow. Unfortunately, a
Bullshit
plague
land.
has hit Falcon's Hollow. And you have been the ones commissioned to go collect the ingredients for a cure. So you've collected 2 of them and now have made your way deep into Droskar's Crag to a monastery called Droskar's Crucible, which you found bats, you found spiders, you found other nasty things, and a warg named Greypelt who asked you to clean up his little his lair here in exchange for him allowing you to kind of take whatever you want and leave. So once you did that, Rat approached him. He said, "Hey, thanks for cleaning my temple up, but guess what? I'm gonna fucking eat you now." So
Oh, it turns out I'm a huge jerk.
yes. So, and that is where we left off. So, all right, and you got that in there. So I'm gonna quickly switch to our view here and see if I can update this.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat all of this, but
You
Is you to
made-
do that.
I was gonna say, this is
I am
self-imposed.
extremely
Yeah, I
impressed
know.
that you did.
this is suffering for my art, I guess. You know,
Suffering from success.
Yeah, COVID reached them too, I guess. Yes. So yeah, hopefully they'll actually get better of a cure this time. So yes. So here we are. We are deep in the temple, and it's time to what we say roll for initiative. So I've already rolled initiative for Greypelt, the name of our warg here. So I'm gonna unpause the game, and you guys can go ahead and roll your dice.
there you go. Oh shit!
Oh, yeah, that ain't too bad.
Ugh. Ugh.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Jesus,
just waiting
I'm going up with
on
that, yeah.
Sherman, and I guess Namied too. I'll click his button for you.
I got
Oh,
it.
You got
the
it.
drain
All
is
right.
from the mushroom spores, right?
Sure. I already
he got
rolled mine.
sprayed in the face with some mushrooms, and did you do it from the encounter table?
Encounter.
Oh, you
table.
got like the. I see it. I'll just put it in for you. Hit your button.
Oh, do I have to click on like my? Oh, click to roll. Okay. Oh, from the top there. I see what you're talking about. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm scooping what you're pooping.
Nostalgia. I beat you.
The burp.
Rolling Yeah, but if you click the icon with a fist and then you click the dice there, is that how you're rolling initiative?
Yeah, I click on my I'm clicking on my icon and then rolling with the perception initiative thing. Oh, I
Okay.
rolled perception instead of initiative, although they're basically the same.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so you know how you see like in the upper
The
right,
character
the
portrait
the
up at the top?
menus. Yeah, the menus, not the character portrait, but the menus over on the upper right. You see like the chat icon, and then you see the fist icon.
Yeah.
The fist icon is where you click that, and then
Oh.
and that is how you roll initiative. It'll automatically put it in the tracker for you. And then it goes
I didn't know
nice
that
and
either.
fast.
That is fancy.
I didn't know that. Crazy.
Well, shit. All right, I will keep that in mind for later.
I just click on the top thing and it rolls my initiative.
No, okay. So I clicked it for you, but you had 11, I believe, for him, right?
Yes.
All right. What was Namied's initiative roll?
17.
All right. 17. If I could just click it without rolling here.
Hiya.
All right. We'll get that to a 17 for him. We'll count that one. All right. So, despite him getting the jump on you guys, he wasn't quicker than most of you. So, we're going to go ahead and jump into combat. All right. Zogglefart, you're up first.
Gotta kill them all. Work them on. Yeah. Anyways, so rage and sudden poop charge. To him, I think I got the rage on there. Hopefully. Oh, sorry. It's hard to concentrate. I gotta wash my hands and I gotta wash my everything. It's really bad.
Is this how we're adding drain to the actual player?
I was going to say, at least you haven't done that thing where you're like, oh, God, my eyes hurt.
You're just really trying to
Yeah,
immerse
no.
yourself in the game here. It's
Well. I mean,
hot
it's
as an onion.
also,
I'm going to go
it's
pour
like,
some Chapatio in my eyes. I'll be right back, guys.
well, I guess like Zoggle's also suffering in game right now. He's like coughing up blood and stuff. So I guess like solidarity with my character, more or
Yeah.
less. But
I respect that.
yeah, so we're suffering together and we're rolling together. Fucking balls. Have I used my chosen one ability? I don't think I have. Can I use that right now? I forget.
I don't recall if you did or not.
I don't think
he
I
has.
have.
I don't think
I
so
don't think
either.
in this. I don't think in this
Not
day.
in this day in game.
I should have
No.
used it for the poison or for the mushroom cloud, but is that all right to re-roll it? Or-
All right.
Okay, I'll
If
just
you keep in
re-roll
mind,
it.
I get to choose a reroll then later if I so
yeah, of course.
choose to.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's like was it rob Peter to pay Paul? For, I don't know if it's the right saying, but all right. So 24.
Make sure you alt click on them.
24
I
is
thought
the
I-
hit.
I thought I have him with the yellow crosshairs.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. It says hit.
You got it.
Okay. All
It
right.
is for everyone. I'm telling them.
Oh, sure. All right.
And so you're grabbing your weapon and describe for the viewers
No
your
way.
weapon is.
Oh yeah, for the viewers, sure.
Yeah.
So it is a great club, very much like my avatar's picture, except it's quite a bit larger. I have it, I guess, canon-wise, it is the femur of a stone giant. So it is about 5 or 6 feet long. And Zogglefart is about 2.5 feet tall. So I also forget like how things proportion with it, but it is the greatest of clubs I've ever used, probably. So that is what he gives them a big whack on the head. That's what you get for lying to us and for not being our friends. And that's the end of my turn. Okay.
Man.
I
But
gotta
he's
go.
just glaring you down right now. You smucked him like right in the face, and now his eyes kind of a bit closed. He's got blood running down his face, and he's just glaring at you, and he's got drool just dripping down, and yeah.
Well, I got drool too. I'm hungry. That crow wasn't much to eat last game, so he is up next for eating, being eaten.
That's not
So I will
So-
absorb his
Speaking of
war
crows,
powers.
Soul,
So now you have clean ears.
Soul had his weapons drawn still because we'd just been running into stuff constantly.
Sure.
So I was running around with my weapons drawn. So I'm going to take a 5-foot step. And then I'm going to double strike, which I'll throw up here. How do I do that? Double slice.
First nomination.
So first I'll swing with my smoking sword. Ooh, did not
Mm.
do that.
Hey, it wasn't a one.
Wasn't a
I'm gonna
one.
get my
I'll roll for
cards out for
walkie-talkie.
this.
That was, however, a one.
Oh shit! We got a critical fumble. Man,
Dang. A 1 and a 2. Wow.
starting out strong here, huh? All right, so that means for viewers here, when there is a one rolled, I do draw from the critical fumble deck, and that can be disastrous depending on what the card is. So if they are using a melee weapon, I would read from the melee on listing on the card. And so here we are. Melee, you are dazzled until the end of your next turn. That is called
Yep.
Fog of War. So we can go ahead and pop that onto your
Ooh.
character here. Let's see, dazzled. Here it is.
Ow.
All right. So yeah, something happened to affect your vision or something. I guess I think that's more of a visual status effect.
So you got to hit a DC 5 to be able to attack them, I think.
Okay.
So you just roll, and if you get a 5 or higher, I think your attack hits. So
Yeah,
essentially, you
okay.
have a 25% miss chance.
Fair enough.
All right, Namied Loodblack, our investigator.
Yes, I'm going to investigate your death. I guess what we would say is I'm pre-investigating it. And boy, it really looks like your death is going to be caused by many stabs. First, I'm going to do the
Special thing.
devise a stratagem, and well, first I got to do the
The research thing.
Yeah, the research thing. Roll a skill to see if I know stuff about this. Could I do? This is a magical beast, right?
Maybe.
Is he undead?
I'll tell you.
Well, you tell me which
You've
skill
got
to
two
roll.
different skills you could do. You could either do arcane roll or you can do a nature roll.
I'm gonna do Arcana.
All right.
So does a 19 tell me anything about this thing?
19 is success here. So, but not a critical
Yeah, there you go.
success.
Oh,
Wah.
well.
All right.
I can see other players again. Yay.
Yeah, I mean, he's a magical beast. Much higher in intelligence. He does have some special moves that the wolf, typical of any other wolves. But in addition to that, he could also he looks large enough to the point where he could actually even swallow you whole.
What?
Yeah.
Boy, I don't like that.
Yep.
But he's medium sized, or is it the token supposed to be bigger? Or I guess
Well,
medium.
he's-
Just,
he's
I
There's
just
a
magic.
range. Yeah.
I
there's a
grabbed
range.
this warg from the bestiary, and it says medium, and it does have swallow whole. So this one is not from this is one of the conversions from first edition to second edition
That
that
is a
they
special
added.
trick.
So-
There is
Christ.
a pretty big range with medium, I think.
I don't think an 11 is going to do it against this guy. So,
No.
instead of attacking, you make this only for the first strike you make against the creature this round, not any subsequent attacks we make. So
Oh, wow.
what
Namied's kind of a skill monkey, isn't he?
else can I do? I think what he is going to do is he is going to. I think he kind of wants to try and block this guy in here. He's going to do that, and then he's going to cast. He's going to activate his tattoo to cast shield and raise a shield.
All right.
I don't know how to.
Well, the raise a shield just happens automatically as a casting of the spell.
Yeah. So I think that what gives him +1 to AC or something.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, he's trying to keep him sort of like locked down in here.
All right. Cool.
So
Is that everything?
that is, yep, 3 actions.
All right. Now it's Grey Belt's turn.
Roll
All
crew
right.
up here.
Now it is Grey Belt's turn.
All right. Well, he is going to go after that little mongrel that just whacked him right across the face.
I just gave him a haircut.
Just booped him right on the nose.
Right on the nose.
Were you able to get flanking saw from, or is it not?
I should have moved one up, but now I'm thinking maybe it's better that I'm here to block his exit.
That's true. That's
Ooh.
true. Good point.
Okay. Let's see his attacks here. I guess he's just got the jaw attack, and that's it. So that's what I'm going to go with. All right.
That'll
Can you
do.
put those jaws out
That'll
of the
do
way?
it. Ah, shit! Ow, that really hurts.
All right. And there's a grab that goes along with that.
Oh no.
Do we make
So
a bonus roll? Oh, it's
he
automatic,
is
right? It's
grabbed
automatic, I think.
just
Yeah.
because of the nature of
Yeah.
this creature, he is grabbed.
Mhm.
To do the damage roll as well here first. And that is 13 damage on Zogglefart.
Creebers.
Oof. And then let me look at the swallow hold business here, see if he can.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome. If I
Possibly do
survive, I could picture some things, some.
You're gonna be like Drax in Guardians 2, where he's stabbing the thing on the inside.
Yeah, I never saw that, but I know I've seen the GIF, and I know the general context.
So I'm gonna attempt
He
an
can go
athletics
up
check.
to the inside, so he jumps in there and starts stabbing it.
I'll do athletics and see if I can beat
Is it a
your
pose?
reflex DC.
Oh, my reflex.
What is your
Okay.
reflex DC?
My reflex is, I guess is,
DC?
oh wait,
But
DC.
10 plus.
What? Am I supposed to roll? No.
No,
There's
it's
an
just a
athletic.
DC.
Oh, sorry. Reflex is a 5 +5. I don't know if that's the right.
All
Class
right.
DC is 18. I don't know if I'm any of that.
10
shit.
plus the reflex, so yeah, it would be 15.
15. Yeah,
Is
that'll.
that how that works? You
Or,
don't get to roll that?
no, he
Oh,
got
I really wish you would have gotten to roll that.
me.
Me
Yeah,
too,
20,
man. But it's
It is what it is.
it is what it is, and you are now a snack. So
Yeah, well, guys, the supper's trying to eat me. Our supper's trying to eat me. But now I get to shoot a gun off in his stomach if I survive. So the silver lining, baby, is the gastro lining tonight. So,
all right.
I was waiting for that.
And,
Silver lining.
yeah.
All right, so the way that works then, that's attack, success, grab happens automatically, and swallow whole That is all of his 3 actions. So then it goes on to gamble.
Do I take any acid damage, or is that?
Oh yeah, shit, you're right. Thanks for reminding me.
I think
So yeah, that's
usually there's acid damage.
you do take some actually bludgeoning damage. The 1d6 plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I rolled max damage. Oh, Zoggle's in trouble, guys. All right.
I think the best thing for it right now is to just try and kill this thing as quickly as possible.
That's what Z would do.
Yeah, as I
So-
came into the room stumbling like a drunkard.
In
and
that case, he is going to do that as well as with his spells. So he's going to cast. He's going to do the damage from this as well. Fuck.
big numbers.
But he's also going to do that. Um,
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
So what's he all doing then? What's Gamble doing with all his actions?
So 2 actions. He's casting he's doing the thing where you cast with a weapon. Fuck.
Spell combat,
Spell combat, yes. So that's 2 actions.
spell strike.
Spell strike, and then he's gonna roll his second action. So he's going to roll a second attack.
Oh, that was much better.
And max damage.
Yes, so a total of 14 damage.
All right. So your first attack was a 16 on the attack roll, or what was it?
It was no. Yes, it was a 16.
Okay, yeah, that one's a miss.
Is that
I don't-
touch?
No, there is no touch in this one.
Hmm.
All right, but that 21's definitely a hit, so he does take the 6 damage from
You must
the,
have to target him.
Oh yeah, sorry. I always forget to do the alt before I
Yeah.
try and target. Yeah,
I did too.
Yeah, so you did get
6 damage.
a bullet into him. So
Damage is damage.
yeah,
Especially when he's eating a friend.
Boy,
Zoggle,
Speaking of
now's your
friend,
chance.
we've got a lot of stuff on the side of his character.
he's got to take.
He's got
damage,
2
doesn't he?
rows of buffs and debuffs.
Yes, sir.
One's a buff.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, boys. I'm gonna. I don't think I can use the Great Club. Isn't considered a light weapon, so I can't use it.
Let me take a look here at Swallow Whole Praise. Swallow creature is grabbed, slowed 1, has to hold its breath or start suffocating. The swallowed creature takes a listed amount of damage when first swallowed at the end of each of its turns while it's swallowed. If the victim escapes this ability's grabbed condition, it exits through the monster's mouth. This frees any other creature grabbed in the monster's mouth or jaws. A swallowed creature can attack the monster that has swallowed it, but only with unarmed attacks or with weapons of light bulk or less. The swallowed creature is flat-footed against the a swallowing creature is flat-footed against the attack.
So I think you can roll athletics to get out of.
Or you could try and
grabbed
rupture
condition?
your way out.
Yeah.
I don't think he has a piercing or a slashing weapon though.
I
Yeah,
have
you
a
do need
spoon
piercing
gun,
or
which
slashing.
It does. I think it does piercing, the spoon gun, because it's loaded with teeth right now. Can I shoot my spoon gun?
It does chomping damage.
Teeth? Where are the teeth from?
Okay, I don't know who this
From everything I've been
person is,
killing, that's kind of been his thing. Well, I think
Just
the last
taking
session
teeth
or
from
two.
everything he's killed. All right,
Well,
all right.
he's been doing that since I started playing him.
Yeah.
And it just sort of
No, I remember
kind
that.
of organically. I'm like, oh, spoon gun. And you just throw random shit in there, and I have a
Oh,
bunch of
geez.
teeth.
This is what he has.
Yeah.
Spoon gun.
Spoon gun, spoon gun. So yeah, target that dude. Spoon gun. Come on,
Nostalgia
spoon.
Turk. I totally dig the Sailor Moon
No.
banner.
Damn it! No ammunition is assigned. I have ammo. I have like 7 shots left. what do I? Should I just roll to hit first to see if I even do? Or how do you want me to roll this, Justin? Since I don't have, I have 7 shots. Like I'm keeping
Maybe get
track
some
of it
Binding
in
of
my
Isaac stuff in there.
in the
I
little.
mean,
You're gonna
take a
try
look
and
at your
burst
character
your way
sheet
out?
here.
Yeah, I mean it's either that or drink a potion, which I think Zoggle would probably use the spoon gun. So ride or die, bitches. But should I
sounds
just
like
roll?
Zoggle.
Yeah, it says, bludgeoning, piercing, or scatter. Yeah. All right,
So
cool.
I guess I'll just roll a d20, and what would be the modifiers? Well, there's a lot of shit on there now.
You
but
look at your actions.
should.
Spoon gun is
let me
plus
just roll a
5.
yeah, so it's a 23, then the minus a bunch of other stuff to
So
it.
you rolled an 18 on that attack?
Yes, sir.
Damn. Okay. Yes, that's definitely going to. Let me see if that's going to be a
He's
crit
flat.
here.
He's flat-footed too. Remember,
And
when
I
you
just-
attack him, he's flat-footed.
And there's scatter also. I think he
But
takes
see, you
1
also
point.
have a lot of debuffs here.
Yeah, I have a
um,
lot of shit.
So that's going to
on.
probably affect your ability to reach crit range here.
You're
So that would
welcome.
be. Oh gosh, let's see. I mean, you've got clumsy 1, drained 2. You're grabbed. You're flat-footed. You're immobilized. I wish you would
however
tell me
so
each of the
I
things for this, but
Yeah, so it's 25 minus.
so you have a plus
whatever
5
that
on your
stuff-
roll right now. So it's a 23.
Or 23. I'm sorry. Yeah, 23.
Yeah. So that's definitely gonna hit.
Okay,
So-
so we'll do the damage, which is a d6. I think it's just a flat d6. Yep, d6, and then it takes 1 damage from the scatter.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
You gotta roll high in this one.
Yes, I do. All right, +1. Here we go. Oh shit! No, stop.
He pushes the wrong button right away.
Hey, that's
Okay.
pretty good.
That's supposed to be 6 damage because I didn't put the +1.
He turned off the rage too.
Oh, did I turn off the rage?
You accidentally turned off rage, yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, let me put that back on.
Does that give
There you
you
go.
does that give you bonuses to range attacks though?
No, I don't get rage damage or anything. It's just
Okay.
yeah.
It's just a thing. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Cool. So
it's a
yeah.
gun filled with teeth. That's what we're dealing with.
All
That's
right.
I have the bloody mist in my eyes from everybody shooting the thing. That's why I'm dazzled.
And then I'll use
Zoggle
my
knows
last
exactly.
action. I use my last action to reload. If that's before I pass out or whatever's gonna happen. So what
right.
happens?
If somebody's using a manipulate action inside of the creature that I'm next to, can I get an attack of opportunity?
All right. So yeah, you are reloaded, and now you take the bludgeoning damage. So let me click that.
Did you do damage to this thing?
He did do damage to it.
Oh, I'm unconscious now. I think 5 is exactly what I had. I shouldn't have 5 temporary. That's not right.
Do you get any like bonuses for rage, like orc ferocity kind of things, or does goblins have the same thing?
I don't think so, but I should be at 0 right now. I accidentally turned the rage off.
Yeah,
and
that's
on.
all right. I corrected for
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
So you're just right at 0.
All right.
So do we hear him stop making noise then?
I mean,
Because I'm assuming the Zoggle is very loud in there.
As he that gun went off inside of him.
It's so metal. I love it.
Yeah, I know. What a way for Zoggle to
I think
Hey, buddy.
Soul would yell out. I think Soul would yell out to release his friend. He'd be like, "Release my friend!" And then he would attack again with a double slice.
Yeah. Do you get flanked? No, you wouldn't get flanking. That's me being a silly man.
I'd have to move to get flanking, and I don't really want to move. Hey, press
you
the
cannot
wall,
get
though.
flanking.
From
Oh yeah,
me being
if you're inside.
He is
Yeah.
inside.
Well, I'm dead.
of-
I'm like
yeah.
unconscious or dead or something. I gotta check
Yeah,
the rules.
unconscious. It says
Okay.
when I highlight you. Okay, but I'll do double slice again. I posted that earlier.
Gotta cut him out from the outside.
Smoking sword first.
Ooh, that's actually works really well because since you're doing all of your damage at once,
I only
that
rolled dice once.
makes it easier to get to hit the burst check to get him out of there.
Oh hell yeah!
And then I got
roll your
You'd
double
love
damage.
to see it.
oh, time out. I have to roll my d20 to make sure it actually hits.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do because I'm
He's
dazzled.
dazzled.
Oh shit!
I roll over 5, baby.
Shit!
So
Can
that
I
was the
use a
first
hero
one.
point? Can I use a hero point?
Yeah.
No, it's all one because it's double slice. It's one attack.
No!
You can use a hero point if you've got it. This would be the time
I
to.
got
You've
one.
got one.
I got one.
So
Okay.
if you have a hero point, you get to re-roll one of your dice rolls. That's how that works.
I'm
This is
re-rolling
crucial
Oh, that's
because
the worst.
he's got buckets of damage here. He'll do it. 7 will do it. He had to beat a 5
Oh.
because he's
Okay.
dazzled, so he can't see very well. So he's gonna try. And,
Okay. So here's regular damage.
Okay. Now your wakizashi for critical damage.
And then my Wakizashi for crit. Where is that? Here it is. Critical. Here we go.
Holy shit. Okay.
Is 29 going to do it?
Okay. Yeah, describe your attack to me here, because boy, you just piled on the damage.
Did I kill him?
No,
Okay.
real damn
Is
close.
it enough to get Zoggle out? Like, does Zoggle slump out of this? Or, because it depends on how I would hit him.
See, looking at Swallow Hole,
I think it only works if it's from the inside.
you have to
Yeah,
from the
usually,
inside
like-
or killing him.
Okay.
Yeah,
So what
like,
I would probably do, I think I'd probably do slashing on both of these, and I would just slash like up its chest with like
Uh-huh.
both of them. I'd like one after another, so it'd be like, and then
Can I suggest something a little bit more cinematic?
sure,
The wolf lunges at you. You take one of the jaws, stick it in its mouth, and slice it, and lift it up while you take your wakizashi and just run it along its stomach, trying to slice it open.
that's cool. Yeah, I wanted to run along its stomach because I'm trying to get a guy out, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So just
But I guess the wakizashi is the crit damage, right? So
it's emergency C section here. W section.
I'm trying.
B section. I don't. It's one of those.
The classic doctor move of stab and slice. Wait, I have one more. I have
Yeah,
one more
Max.
thing to do.
That's
I
right.
have one more action, so I'm gonna just go for it, and
YOLO. Yeah.
I'm gonna beak him with my last attack. Wait, no. I'm gonna attack one more time because I get a +3 at the wakizashi. So I'll try again with the wakizashi. Oh, that must be
Ooh.
close.
Man, yeah, no, you had it real good for the first 2 ones, but that third attack's hard to hit with. All right.
It is.
All right. Namied is going to do the same thing he did last time. Of course, he's going to try and he's an investigator. He's all about trying to get that information and whatnot. That's probably not enough to get that +1,
Nope.
but that's fine. Now I'm going to roll for. Okay, so does a 24 hit?
It does hit him.
Okay, so that is what he's going to do. He's going to use his finely crafted short sword. So I'm just going to roll it like that. Blip. So it would have been a 24. So I'm just going to roll damage on that. 5 damage.
Describe your kill.
Hey,
Namied is like, I think Namied's been like standing here this whole time, just looking for the inn. He sees Soul basically like lift this thing up, expose its belly, get almost through there, waits for him to just like the wolf starts like dropping itself back down onto its 2 paws, and he basically just like sneaks under there and like sticks his sword underneath it, like right underneath its heart. And like basically just steals the kill from Soul.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
as its paws are going down, he's just like
And
he
for a
basically
moment there,
falls
Grey
onto his
Pelts
sword.
Yeah, Grey Pellet's eyes just like go up and meet Namied's like right face to face before he just.
And you know what?
slumps
I
down
think
to the
as that
ground.
happens, he's like, shoulda stuck with the deal, and then winks.
Nice. All right. And Zoggle is still inside. If anyone wants to get him out, it would be 3 actions. So Gamble's up next if you wanted to try
Gamble
and
is definitely going to try and pull him out.
get him out. All right.
Is that all 3 actions?
All 3 actions. Well, he had to move forward too.
I like to think that the whole like life flashing. I mean, he's unconscious, right? But like people have all
Yeah.
I
these
mean,
sort
it's
of
a
accounts.
5-foot step.
You have a 5-foot step ain't a thing in this game.
It would just be.
I guess he
So-
uses 2 actions.
So wait,
Yeah.
To,
if the monster dies, a swallowed creature can be freed by creatures adjacent to the corpse if they spend a combined total of 3 actions, cutting the monster open with a weapon or unarmed attack that deals piercing or slashing damage. So get a homie to help you out, and done deal.
I would definitely just walk up and try to just cut the thing's head off to get Zoggle out.
All right, and you drag out Zogglefart's unconscious body.
Sherman is going to use something he's been saving for just such an occasion. He is going to.
Soul is slapping.
Yeah.
How do you send something to chat out of your? Oh, here we go.
You trying to?
That's probably what Z would do.
Are you trying to
with
like
one of
privately
your
send something?
accounts.
No, I'm trying to like drop an ability into chat.
Hmm.
Yeah, I couldn't do that either. I tried that. I think a game or
Ability.
two
You just
ago.
Control C, Control V, and just.
Then
let
that-
you
No,
can-
because there's like a button where it says it, and you can pull up the description. But I'm trying to figure out how to actually like.
What's it
Oh, your
called?
ability. Go to your actions on your quick bar. If it's in your actions or your features, you can click on that and it should put it up.
There we go. I'm going to use my wand of heal. So I'm going to use it for 3 rounds. Oh shit. Do I not have?
Move time. Oh, hug, hug, big hug, squeeze. Yes.
So I don't know if you actually need it in your.
No, you can bet move better than that.
I don't know for 2E. I don't know if you need it in your spell list or anything for heal. It
Uh,
says necromancy school or healing school. And you
I
can definitely cast
definitely
necro
cast
school.
those.
So yeah. So we're just gonna go with it. We'll find out later.
Okay.
If, that's not a thing you can do. So
I think Namied has battle medicine too.
So what I
think
can do with heal is it says
Soul
if I
is slapping
this-
Zogglefart. Wake up, don't die on me now. Battle medicine.
what I can do is if I use 3 actions to cast it, I in a 30-round burst, I heal everyone for 1d8 plus 8, I believe.
Ooh,
whoa.
that's a lot.
Nothing. That's really great for our
It
level.
says okay. Let's see.
But it's one charge.
So you just click the use wand button here. Oh, it says you lacked proficiency to use wand of heal and do not have the
And-
trick magic item feat. So I guess you cannot use this.
Well, shit.
Oh, we
So you
found the
burst your
one,
bubble.
didn't we? We found it off the chief or something. I think last module.
I guess.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
you need
Yeah.
basically UMD, but it's called tricked item, which is what UMD was.
Yeah.
Because you're basically
So you will be able to use that
that's what
wand.
you're convincing the wand.
You guys could do some battle medicine and such to try and get him.
What do you
conscious
need
again.
for? Do you need a certain magical thing, or like if I have so many ranks in heal, I could use it?
I don't think I don't think he's
No.
received battle medicine in this in-game day yet.
So he could do battle medicine. He could also do just a basic medicine check too, I think.
I don't think
To stabilize.
think
Yeah.
Namied's done
Well,
battle.
you're
medicine
stabilized. You're
on
at 0.
Zoggle.
You're not
At
dying
0.
yet.
Okay.
If you had taken one more point, you'd be in dying. I have to do those
Well, you have to be
saving
at
throws, but-
negative. You have to be at like -1, or I thought I just entered dying when you're at 0. Like you get
No,
dying 1.
I don't
No?
think
Okay.
so.
Okay. It's
But-
similar to 5e with the check. Like you just roll to see if you get better. or
Namied
worse.
used battle medicine on me and failed, so he can't do it for another 24 hours. And he used it on himself at one point.
Per person, yeah.
Yeah, so I think he can still do it on Zoggle.
Okay, good.
Right, so let's do a
Azoggle does
medicine
have some
check
healing
then.
potions, but he decided to
There you
shoot
go,
a
that's a
gun.
pass.
He did do a 23, so that's a pass. So let's see how many.
Ooh, 2 more and he would have critted that. He could have gotten extra healing.
An extra D8 of healing. I think it's just a D8, I believe, right?
I think so. Oof.
Hey,
Is it
he's
plus
alive.
his heal or anything? Or is it just the D8?
Oh, heal is in the divine and primal.
Ooh.
Shit.
Maybe I should have picked up battle medicine.
You guys should have picked up a cleric.
Yeah.
I didn't know how long we were going to go with this and it ended up kind of taking off. So
Yeah.
But you know what? He's still he's alive. He's conscious.
if something happens to Soul, I'll pick up a healer. So
Zoggle will say as he comes out of his stupor.
Zogglefart Wolf Slayer. Of course he's dead. Of course he's dead. Yeah, you saw what I did there, right? I shot his head off.
Sure, why not? Well, he is.
Soul is hugging Zoggle now that he's conscious again.
And
He's like, "Oh, you lived."
Oh yeah, I took one for the team. You know, thanks, bro. Man, I am really hungry and tired, and I feel like shit. And he does like a farmer's blow, you know, to get some of the black stuff out of his respiratory system.
Soul steps back like, "Okay, oh, I forgot." Like,
Yeah, he is covered in.
Melody is back.
He is covered in warg innards, I guess. So, yep, being born again. Not really, I guess. But
He's a born again goblin, huh?
yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean that would be a very goblin thing, I suppose. But he is very hungry. Turns out he's very hungry. That little crow from earlier isn't enough. So, is it possible for us to eat here and take a rest before we go down to Kobold Land for the mushrooms? Or
Well, here's the thing. You guys kind of get a chance to look around the room here,
Mhm.
and you do see a bag kind of off in the corner.
Ooh.
It looked like he had some treasures of his own that he kind of kept there.
Ooh, +1 crossbow. You know
And
who would be
so,
really
yeah.
good using that?
Namied?
Namied, actually, yes.
Yeah.
Somebody can't get into a fight very much.
You find a +1 crossbow, you find a potion of leaping, and a wand of light.
And I find a heart, a warg heart, and I'm gonna eat it to gain its power.
But I already have the light spell.
And as you pick up the bag, underneath the bag, you do also see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mushrooms.
Whoa!
They are
Hooray!
the iron blue mushrooms that
Hey.
you have been looking for.
That's all we needed. Let's go home.
I think we need more. I think that's the whole thing.
Nope,
Damn
that's
it.
all you really needed. That's
That
all
we
you need.
got what we need. We can go home.
so.
I mean, do we want to try and kill all of the
There's no
kobolds?
Senselessly killing when our mission is complete.
How do you feel about that, little guy? Zoggle, Zingzog.
Zinglefarts. Oh yeah, well, our mission is
Zinglefang.
it's complete, but not there's still people alive down there that might have more mushrooms and more treasure and more weapons. I just need to eat and lay down a bit, and then we can go get the more mushrooms.
Can I grab Zoggle and start dragging him across the floor towards the exit?
Oh shit!
I don't know if he's like come to yet.
I'm like conscious, but he's definitely like I'm definitely not
Dazed.
rolling any sort of. I'm not going to be rolling any sort of opposed checks. He just have his half-eaten warg heart in his hands, and
He's just eating while I'm dragging him by his shirt or whatever he's wearing.
yeah.
He's just like whatever, free transportation.
Yes. So, and I guess well, wargs he probably would have taken some of its teeth too. For
I don't know who wants to take these potions and stuff.
Well, I don't need the wand of light because, like I said, I can already cast that spell.
But I don't think I
I'm
can
pretty
even
sure I'm the
use
only one that can
wand.
actually use the wand as well. So,
Is there a loot list? I don't really see the. Oh, it's the treasure chest. Okay.
do you want the potion, little guy?
Here.
He doesn't know what it. Well, does anyone know what it does? Or
Maybe
is it-
maybe someone should hold on to it for Zoggle.
Okay, come on.
Potions. Does it taste good?
Good night, Desmond.
It looks fizzy.
Oh, it's fizzy.
Now.
Yeah, I think
For
would
1 minute
I be able
after
to
you
make an
drink
Arcana
this-
check?
Yeah, go
To
ahead.
see if I.
Fancy
Okay.
water.
All right,
16. Does that tell me what it does?
sure. For 1 minute after you drink this fizzy potion, whenever you leap, you gain the effect of the first level jump spell.
So how does Gamble explain that in goblin terms? To
I
Z?
think he's like, all right. So you drink this, and you spend a lot of time outside, right?
Yeah, I live outside.
You know grasshoppers, don't you?
Oh yeah, they're great.
So essentially, this will let you jump like a grasshopper. It'll let you jump from about here to definitely farther than about from here to that wall over there. And he points to the opposite wall, like over here.
Oh yeah, I'll take it. Does it it tastes good too, right? It's got the.
Oh no, it tastes absolutely terrible, like medicine. Your
Damn
people
it.
have medicine, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Medicine. We have lots of medicine. Zogglefart
Sure.
doesn't know
His medicines are
entirely.
definitely psychotropic drugs.
Different
Suppose I'll
types
take
of
the one.
psychedelic toads. All
I
right.
mean, I have
I
no
just-
reason to contradict that, so I don't think I will.
yeah. I mean, it could be very useful if you gotta jump off a cliff to another cliff to avoid falling to the ground. How do I put it in my inventory? Do I just double click it or how do I?
I can just drag it in there for you.
Okay.
Done.
Okay.
It's there.
Thank you. Okay. So I guess I will. Zoggle will look at the bubbles and the strange color of the potion and try to think of ways to make it taste better for the time when the time comes to leap like a freak.
Super
So,
freak.
Yes. So we're leaving now. We're leaving the shithole. That's sort of the
By Abadar, I hope so.
guys voting and shit. And I guess I didn't have enough. We didn't have enough folks to stay. All right, whatever. Kobolds are stupid.
I do believe that we can agree on this one.
Yeah, agreement. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still reeling from that kind of partial onion I ate, so I think it's like it's hard to focus. I gotta chop it up and saute the rest of it later. But all right, well, could one of you guys lead the way? I feel really bad.
I'm literally
now.
dragging you.
Perfect. It's a little emasculating, but he is, I guess, gonna accept it because then he doesn't have to use his legs because he's tired.
Do I know my way out? That's the question.
All right, so you guys just make your way back to Falcon's Hollow then. Now that you have all the ingredients.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think so.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys, it takes a couple of days, about 2 or 3 days for you to try and make your way back.
Would Z be able to get the full hits by then? I imagine with different battle medicines and whatnot.
But yeah, just take your full night's rests, and you'll probably be able to get to full, if not pretty close. So yeah, I would say just
How many
click that,
days?
rest for the night. If you go into your sheet, you can click the rest for the night.
So I click that 3 times then for the 3
yeah,
nights.
go ahead and click
or-
it 3 times.
So 1, 2, and then the battle medicine. If
That's just enough to get me to full health.
can someone roll the battle meds?
It'd
I am.
be Namied each for 3 days. He could roll battle medicine for you.
Oh, and did I?
Is that medicine? Okay.
So
It's
yeah,
It's just a straight medicine check, and it's got to be over 15,
18?
and then 1d8.
Did I lose all those conditions like the mushroom stuff? And,
yeah, you lost all that stuff. You
All right.
just
Woo!
you just need a full night's rest to get rid of
Blessing
one
for
level
one
of
of
drain.
them,
After 2
Zoggle.
nights, all the drain is gone.
Cool.
Woo!
Just
So-
enough on that one. 6, 8,
Okay.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
I thought
Yeah.
battle meds was 2d8. Is that, or am I?
Oh, maybe it is.
Maybe it's just wishful thinking.
Let me
I
look it
think
up.
it is if you do a crit.
Oh, if it's a crit, okay. It's that's another thing that's kind of cool about 2e. There's kind of this dynamic element with the skills. Well, I mean, there was like crit successes, I think, and stuff with 1e too. But
Yeah, if you're trained, it's actually 2d8. So you got
okay.
8 and 6 for the first day, which would be 14, and then another 2d8.
Oh, it's 2d8 and then 4d8 on a critical.
Oh wow, okay. So you messed the
So
numbers a bit there.
24 altogether.
24 total. Okay, so that would be 24 plus 8. That'd be I'm back to 32.
You have one more, Shane, you can do.
All right.
20,
All right, when you guys are out of combat, you will be for a while. So
and then 2d8.
you just,
You just
probably
want me to
just
put
bump
me up to
yourselves up to full.
Boom.
Hey.
Sure.
You're full, Zoggle.
Oh, thanks for helping me with that shit. I'm not so good at fixing my. I can hurt people and things a lot, but unhurting them with this sort of doodads, that's not what I do.
Is there a list of like when you get different types of feats?
Yeah, if you look at your class,
Yeah, there's like
Um,
general and then the class feats.
when you
yeah,
get
it's like
general feats or skill feats or class
it's
feats. So
it's like the 1e table for a class, but it's obviously all the 2e elements. If you go to Archives of Nethys, I think there's like
Gotcha.
pretty nice.
if you look at the feats themselves too, it'll tell you like what level you qualify.
Yeah, yep.
So, all right, so you guys make your ways
Gotcha.
back to Falcon Hollow. You bring the ingredients to Laurel, who runs that kind of what would you call it? The medicine place, I guess.
It's not a brothel.
Apothecary is not a brothel. It's something
Much
different.
to its dismay.
Apothecary, or we'll say it's an apothecary. And so she's pleasantly surprised that you guys are able to bring her all of the ingredients. And she pays each of you guys 7 gold pieces for
Hot damn.
for all the trouble that you went through.
I'm rich.
Okay, so 7.
7 ed coins.
She gets to work right away on the creating the cure for the black scour taint that is afflicting the town, and yeah, the town's very grateful for you guys. They say, hey, you're welcome to come back just once we kind of get recovered and whatnot. So your vouchers will be still good for the next time that you come and visit. You're welcome here anytime. So please come back soon.
Did you hit
Nice
the plus button?
Yeah.
You put in the number.
And then you
it'll
put in the
add
number
it.
7 gold, and then hit
And then
OK.
I hit add coins, but it's not adding the coins.
That's right.
Mm.
So you guys are able to get a couple days back in Falcon's Hollow to rest and recuperate, wait for the next boat, and then you take the next boat back to Otari. And yeah, the boat, you have a very uneventful journey. It's just kind of a nice, peaceful trip there. And then you see Otari on the horizon, and that is where we'll end for tonight. And we'll see you next week.
Hey, I'm gonna get my sword back.
Maybe.
Can I sell my? Can I have sold my longsword and my short bow?
Yeah, we'll do all that off screen.
And could I have?
Can you give that silver hammer to Zoggle, because
Right.
I offered it to him as a gift.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
I wanna-
we'll do that,
I
we'll do
wanna-
that off screen.
And I'll have
Okay.
the I want
Have a
the
great week,
ruby.
everyone.